Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheraton Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. So, Central North Carolina, yesterday we had a terrible ice storm. Not near what you guys in Texas are facing, but we had a pretty significant ice event here yesterday. Probably a 1/4 to a 1/3 inch of ice glazing on trees and power lines and that kind of stuff. We got lucky, we didn't lose power. So we were really blessed there. But leading up to that storm, we knew there was going to be a lot of rain, it's going to be cold, a lot of ice and that kind of thing. We done some prep work on the pigs using a resource that y'all probably have access to. So stick around today. I want to show that to you and show how you can use something on your farm or something you can pick up pretty cheap as a great resource for bedding, erosion control, helping your grass grow, all kinds of different things. So stick around and let's take a look at it. All right, before we go down and see the pigs, show you what we're doing there, I want to show y'all. I had a little surprise yesterday during the ice storm. Came down to check on everybody. And this little guy showed up. Little boy. He's about 24 hours old now. He's up, doing good. That's Mama right there. So we put him and Mama in the stall last night. Just to kind of isolate them, give them some time together, plenty of hay, so that she didn't have to compete with anybody else and she could just concentrate on taking care of her little one. Let him out this morning and he is doing fantastic. Got a little lightning bolt on his side there in the white. He's just a gorgeous little guy. So we're 3 for 3 on lambs being ram lambs so far. I don't know if y'all remember or not. Where's that first guy at? This is the first guy right here. He's about, I think he's 5 weeks old, 4.5 weeks old. He's a monster. So he was number 1. And then we got the little black guy over here with the white spot on his head and the white tip tail. He's, gosh, 4 or 5 days old. He's doing fantastic. And then we got number 3 here. There's one, look at the difference in those guys. It's like about 4.5, maybe 5 weeks, 4 weeks, somewhere in that neighborhood between this one here and that one in the corner. They are just, this first guy's amazing. He's a beast. But there's our new guy and his mom. 3 for 3 on boys. Wish we had more girls. So here's what we're utilizing on our hay project. These are a couple of junk round bales that we bought at a farm just down the road from us. 20 bucks a piece. Depending on your location, you're probably going to be able to get them a little cheaper, maybe a little bit more expensive, just kind of depending on where you're at and what the hay situation was for you last year. But we picked these up. These are a couple of just junk bales of hay. They'd been outside, and as you can see, they had, even before the rain, when we got them home, they were wet and dirty and really starting to decompose on the bottom sides. But these things were great. Like I say, 20 bucks a piece. They are heavy. One lesson that I learned is I need a bigger tractor. Hint, hint there, Sandra. A little bit bigger tractor, because these things, with them being wet, they were a bit of a challenge to deal with. I did have one that was not as wet as the others, and we managed it pretty good. But anyway, look for junk rolls of hay around your area. Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, all that kind of thing. If you see rolls of hay sitting out in the field that you know have been there for a year or two, find out who owns those and see if they'll, give them to you or sell them to you at a discounted rate. So these are what we're using. We'll go down, take a look, and show you how we're deploying them. So real quick before we go out to the field and I show you how we use these hay bales, got a bunch of new subscribers. Picked up a bunch of folks that came over that are viewers of Country View Acres, and we certainly appreciate Evan and Rebecca referring you guys over here. Welcome. We're glad to have you. Got a great group of folks here. But got a bunch of new subscribers. Leave me a comment down below. Where are you from? Are you raising pigs? Have you got a farm? What are you doing in the farming space? Or do you just like watching us? That's cool too. But leave me a comment down below. Where are you from and what you got going on your farm? So this is kind of how the deal ends up working. So we put this roll of hay out. It's been out about 36 hours now. Getting close to 48, but somewhere between 36 and 48 hours. And we put the whole roll over in the paddock with the pigs. Some folks, I know Jordan Green will build a impromptu structure or has a shade structure that they will put these out with, and then let the piggies use it for whatever they want to use it for. But this time of year, as you can see, they've made a fantastic nest out of it. When we first put it out, these guys were munching on this stuff like it was going out of style, particularly some of the kind of rotty, nastier composting pieces of it. But they have really broken down the mass on the bale and spread it out, and you can see they've got a fantastic nest. They're not even paying attention to me. I mean, they're cozy and warm as a bug in a rug on this thing. So another added benefit is this time of year, whenever you're getting a whole lot of rain, I need to work on some tire feeders. This time of year, whenever you're getting a whole lot of rain, and the pigs are rooting this ground up and stirring it up and that kind of thing, you can get muddy spots, and we're even seeing some erosion just simply because we've just had so much rain. We're trying to keep the pigs moving. We're almost to the point now we're ready to stop moving and just leave folks in one spot and just let that be a sacrificial area. We got to figure that out. But the hay will help with some of your erosion control just by putting some carbon on the ground and getting a little bit of carbon mass there to keep some of your dirt and soil from washing away. So this is our biggest group of gilts. Man, these girls look so good. They're just as happy as they can be. One problem that I ran into, you know, with the tractor was we didn't want to take the fence down and let them out. So I would pull up as close to the fence as I could get, put the roll over there. You can't move those things by hand. I mean, they're 1,200, 1,300 pounds. They're a beast to try to move. So we would put the roll over, take the strings and the wrapping off, and just kind of leave it. And here's an issue that we ran into. Here's the wire, and you can see she is right up next to it because they've just pushed the hay out. When Sandra came down and done chores this morning, she said that the hay had actually pushed the wire. They had pushed enough hay out. It had kind of compressed that wire down close to the ground. So I've got a mulch fork with me. I'm gonna rouse somebody up from their midwinter slumber here and see if we can chunk some of this hay back over and spread it out a little bit. But man, look at this. They love it. They just absolutely love it. All right, let's get this hay fixed. I'll go out and show you the other two rolls that we put out and kind of show you what's going on with them. All right, so here is our small gilt group. Same deal. Put a big roll of hay out for them. And guess what they're doing? That's right. They are snuggled up. Now we disturbed them. But what they're doing is they're going in there and they're breaking that bale down, dragging that out, and then using it as bedding. And then over time they'll continue to kind of stir and scratch and move all this around. And we'll get some, you know, some good hay distribution here. Again, helps with the erosion deal because you're getting a lot of mud this time of year. And then we'll have a good stand of grass here. I mean, this is very similar to bale grazing that a lot of ruminant guys will do. So this will all get scattered out and we should get a good stand of grass here. So let's run over here and look at the feeders. So this last group here, this is our gilts. These are all girls that we're going to be breeding later in the spring. And then this group we're going to over here, these are our feeder pigs. 15 of these guys, growing them out for processing eventually. Again, same deal. Put a roll of hay out. They started munching on that stuff as soon as we put it over there. They liked the stuff that was getting kind of rotty and composting and that kind of stuff. But there they go. We disturbed everybody. We got one lazy. Oh, a couple lazies here. One more in there. So they've, you know, same kind of deal. Look at this. These guys have done a little different. They've got them a nice little shelter under there. How cool is that? So spreading it out, using it for bedding, giving them something to do, keeps them entertained. Have heard guys talk about in some sections of this, they will use it as a bathroom, stir it up a little bit, and kind of get that composting effect started. I've not seen that. This is our first time deploying these and using this method, but certainly would make sense. The composting is going to create a little bit of heat coming from underneath and just give them a nice warm place to sleep. So this stuff's good in the middle. It's pretty good in there. Kind of gunky up here. So this does kind of bring up a little bit more of a discussion about caring for pigs in cold weather. And I get that question a lot about, you know, what do I need to do for my pigs if the weather's going to be getting down, you know, below freezing and that kind of thing. Pigs typically can manage pretty well in cold weather without a whole lot of supplement. A couple things you do want to keep in mind. Number one, make sure they got plenty of fresh, clean water. Keep the ice chunked off of that so that they can get access to their water. Make sure they got plenty of fresh, clean water. Plenty of feed. Make sure they got plenty of feed. If you can get them somewhere where you can get them behind a windbreak, whether it's some woods, a temporary shelter, anything like that, go ahead and set that up. That's going to make a world of difference. And you know, if you can kind of give them an area where they can get in and out of the rain or the snow, if it's going to be raining, that's always a plus too. We try to make sure our pigs have always got some tree cover or a hut or something like that so that they can stay in and out of the wind, try to keep dry and that sort of thing. But the whole sorry about the light. The whole hay deal, that seems to be working really, really good. And all those pigs, as you saw, are just absolutely loving the hay. So glad that we kind of implemented that. We got those hay bales deployed, and that looks good. So I'm gonna post a link to another video over here on some other pig stuff. You might want to check that one out. And if you've not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. That button's going to pop up down in the other corner. So click on that. Follow along with us. We got all kinds of stuff going on. You saw the new baby sheep, or the new baby lamb. We're going to have more baby lambs coming on, baby chicks, all kinds of different stuff. So appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks.